What's up, guys?
See my shirt?
This is
Justice League shirt.
Home Productions here. We're back and another review that's gonna get like 3 views.
Oh
And
boy!
this time,
And we're back. It's two brothers. And they're reviewing a movie.
anyway,
There's two of them. Two brothers.
we're reviewing Justice League
Justice League.
and network problems. I'm doing that all day. Anyway, so this movie has had a rocky road to getting into theaters.
I would
guess.
like if
you
I
want to
would
see that.
like to see almost like a documentary about this movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or at least put some kind of mini documentary in the Blu-ray or something, because that's something I would like to see. It's been a long, rocky road this movie has had.
Switched directors for reshoots due to a tragic thing that happened to Zack Snyder, and just crazy stuff. Joss Whedon took over for the reshoots, and
Got a writing credit.
and then the mustache problem with Henry Cavill, like all this stuff going into this movie, and then the Warner Brothers mandate that said it had to be under 2 hours just recently. So the movie clocks in at about an hour 59 minutes total, and you can definitely feel like there's some stuff that they cut out.
Lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff from the trailers of Warner.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie. However, the one thing I was scared of with the director thing, I thought there'd be like a tone thing that would, a tonal shift, but there really wasn't. The tone remained consistent throughout the entire movie, I think. So
I thought it was pretty consistent throughout, but I watched a video about some of the scenes that weren't in the movie or were changed, and I think it was originally a little darker. Like, do you want to just go full spoilers with this review, just because screw it?
It'll take too long, though. I don't want to make it a 45-minute
Well,
video.
it was just because I was just going to mention one thing.
No. Well, I don't know.
Well, spoilers. Skip ahead like 30 seconds, or no, I'd say...
Just wait till the end of the video to do spoilers.
Just skip ahead like 1 minute if you don't want to hear this.
Why don't you
It's just
wait
like,
till
in the movie when Wonder Woman was rescuing the people, in the trailer apparently there was an explosion. It looked like part of the building exploded, which means she might have failed, which would have indicated darker tone. Like, I think that'd be a little too much. Like, oh, now Wonder Woman failed, more people are dead. I think that would kind of piss people off after BVS.
Yeah, because Superman did that, and I think that was their way of saying this is what Superman should have done in that scene in that movie. But anyway, enough of that. We're getting too off topic.
Anyways.
Let's just talk about this movie, okay? Let's talk about the acting, the characters, the overall story. Was it messy, like people are saying?
I think so. I think it was a mess, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I hate it, or I think that it's bad.
Okay.
I thought that
Elaborate.
it was very kind of, a little all over the place sometimes. Like, I don't know, it's just a lot just kind of thrown in your face at once, which is probably because freaking Warner Brothers. But, yeah, I thought it was a little messy, but, like, overall, I mean, I think that given all the problems and all the reshoots and all the stuff that this movie's gone through, I think it is...
It came out pretty good.
I think it came out, like, really good considering all the problems.
Considering. And also, when you say messy, it is not as messy as, say, Suicide Squad, where there's just jumbling music video crap going on and you have no idea what's happening.
I just mean the character introductions were really fast. We didn't get a ton of backstory and stuff. And I think a lot of that is because of Warner Brothers' under 2-hour mandate.
Yeah.
Which I would actually like to see the extended cut of this movie.
I would too. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get it when it comes out.
Or whatever.
Maybe we'll see, but...
So, or at least the deleted scenes. I want to see the full ones or alternate scenes and how they play out and stuff.
Yeah.
See if I maybe like it better or worse or whatever.
But I did feel like it did have a consistent plot line. There was a goal that they were going to get to. There was, a beginning, middle, end. It felt.
Yeah, I know. I don't necessarily mean that like there's not a spot. I just mean that it's just a little. I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's like. It's not a mess, like, as in I can't tell what's going on. It's more just kind of messy in that everything's just really fast and kind of quick, rushed. And I don't know. it's just a little messy, I guess. Unpolished is a better word. But yeah, I still enjoyed this movie, and I thought it came out remarkably well considering all the problems. And honestly, I mean, I tried to seem excited when we did our little trailer reactions, but I was worried. The trailers did not convince me. I saw the trailers and I'm like, it's a lot of CG. And honestly, it actually looked not too bad on the big screen.
No, it looked pretty good.
Henry Cavill's uncanny lip.
Uncanny up. And yeah, that was pretty noticeable in some scenes. It was kind of funny, but overall it didn't distract too much. You know, it wasn't too much of a thing like
if only
that would ruin the
very first shot the movie opened with.
Minor spoiler.
I'm sorry.
It's a minor spoiler in itself that we're talking about Henry Cavill. But hey, it could be a flashback.
Literally,
Could be a
have you seen the poster? They released a little promo image. Come on, if you don't know, you're.
But you never know. For the sake of...
I've seen many reviews that just completely mention it and don't even hide it.
Okay, fine. Okay, we're not gonna hide it. It happens. He's fine. And, like, I think, personally...
No shit.
I can't say too much, but this is the best we've seen of Superman so far in the DC Extended Universe. In my opinion, it's the most,
very Superman.
It's very Superman, and, like, it was what they should have had Superman from the beginning, not brooding like... He actually felt like Superman, and I really love that because Superman is one of my favorite characters next to The Flash.
Yeah, and I'm just...
They also did a great job. Ezra Miller did an awesome job. I was a bit worried because...
I actually kind of liked him. He was very humorous, like the TV show Fast, but it was in a different way. He was more like awkward humor, and you'd think that would get annoying. He was a little bit at times, but overall, I didn't hate him.
Yeah, it wasn't too much.
Liked him quite a bit.
And, yeah, I liked him too, and I was worried because I'm like, Grant Gustin is my favorite, is my live-action Flash. No one can outdo. I don't know if he outdid him, but he definitely did a great job, and he was funny. And the special effects with the Speed Force, I really just loved what they did with
I thought they were pretty cool.
With the lightning.
I'm getting on a little tired again. Sorry. Where were we?
Talking about Ezra Miller's Flash.
Yeah, he was good.
Good job. And the three other new members that were brought in, we have Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and then Ray Fisher, Cyborg, or sorry, two other members, my bad. And they both did really good as well. Cyborg had a good character arc in here. I feel like he could have been given more to do, but overall,
he did. Some of his scenes were cut, obviously. I mean, once you see it, you'll know. But and I didn't think the CG was... I mean, it was still pretty bad, but it wasn't, like, take you out of the movie too much. It's that bad. Yeah. But, I thought they did a good job, and Jason Momoa, I thought he was pretty good. He wasn't, like, as much of a cheesy dude bro as I thought he would be.
And I definitely want to see... a little bit more. I want to see more of him, because I feel like he wasn't in it as much as I thought he'd be, and I just want to see more Aquaman, man.
Yeah, and once you watch the movie, the whole Aqua Bro thing, I thought it was gonna be like totally. It actually works a little bit better than I thought it would.
Yeah, and definitely can't wait to see his solo movie. Very excited about that.
I kind of cringed a little bit when I saw the trailer. It's like, "Mommy," and I'm like, but it wasn't too bad. The movie kind of worked.
And then Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck return to their roles as Wonder Woman and Batman, respectively, and they both once again nail it as these characters.
Nail it, yeah.
And I really don't want Ben Affleck to leave, because there's been rumors again about him leaving the role. These rumors have been circulating and getting denied and all this stuff for the past, like, ever since BVS came out. And I really hope he sticks with it, because he is like an amazing Bruce Wayne and Batman, in my opinion. Yeah. He does a really good job with the character. And then Gal Gadot, of course.
I think they were my two favorite characters in the movie, in my opinion. I like them the most. Yeah. And I thought I liked their interactions the most, too. Those are some of my favorite parts of the movie, was when Batman and Wonder Woman were interacting.
Yeah, and
Bruce Wayne and Diana, because they're always in costume.
Yeah, and Wonder Woman steals the movie. Surprise! I mean, I don't know if she steals it, but she definitely she takes a lead role here. And you know, people, the Warner Brothers responded to Wonder Woman. They saw that people loved Wonder Woman, so they put her like kind of front and center here. And like, there's a point in the movie where she's literally like leading them, you know. And I thought that was super cool. And
yeah, and I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of depth and heart that you can sort of see seeds of in this movie, but it's just kind of a bummer because it's like, oh, they had to put this out and they had to like have it at such a shorter runtime that they couldn't really dig as deep into that. But you see that and you're like, This stuff is really good. I don't really want Warner Brothers to give the axe to the DCEU.
Yeah, they got some good stuff going, and I really hope that they keep this universe moving, and like they don't exit after these few movies that are going to come out.
Yeah. I've said this about a gazillion times before, but I'm going to say it again. The best comparison I can, the best compliment I can give this movie, technically, is that to me it feels like a really long episode of the Justice League animated series.
Yeah, it like you when you see all the team together, it's just like I had a big smile on my face. I was just like, yeah, sure, this wasn't the best movie, but to see all these characters on the big screen finally, after many years growing up watching the Justice League animated series, you get to see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg all standing together. Like it's just that was just so worth it in my opinion, and I really think that they did set the DCEU in a good direction here, and I really hope they keep going with it.
Yeah, I had a good time with this movie. I was able to overlook the flaws for the most part. It's not even necessarily when I see the flaws where I'm like, it sucks, it's horrible. It's more just like, it's just like, I wish there was a little more, but hey, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not overall like a terrible movie.
No.
I had a good time with it, and I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for the DCEU.
Yeah. I always have been rooting for them. Even when BVS wasn't there very good, even when Suicide Squad wasn't very good, I was still rooting for them. And then Wonder Woman was a huge success. I was like, yeah, this is what we want. Speaking of Wonder Woman, this movie is a lighter tone, just like that one. And there's light, there's comedy in here, and
some Whedon-isms.
Yeah, but so they are definitely trying to stop the darker tones, but you know.
And another thing, I mean, no disrespect to Zack Snyder, but I think now that he's kind of done, the movies are gonna get a little better. Because like he's a good visual director, but he's like when it comes to like, I don't know if he wrote any of this.
He did.
I wouldn't necessarily think that he's the best writer. I think he's a little bit better than he thinks he is. But yeah, I don't want to show too much disrespect because I mean the guy has talent, and I do feel really sorry.
And he did start this universe. This universe went back with Man of Steel back in 20.
I think he gets a little too pretentious sometimes, is what it is. He gets overly serious, like, oh, this is huge, but this movie knows how to have fun, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. The one flaw I did have was the villain, but like I said, I can overlook
honestly,
that. I almost forgot to even mention him.
That's how forgettable it is. No, but like literally, not even before I saw the trailer, when it was announced that the villain was Steppenwolf, I'm like, who the fuck's that? Yeah, I was literally, I wasn't expecting him to be good at all, and then I saw the trailer, I'm like, he's probably gonna suck, and he did, which is absolutely no surprise to me. I'm like, and sorry if I offend any of you diehard Steppenwolf fans, all two of you. I literally, when he was announced that it was Steppenwolf, I'm like, oh great, he's just another.
Like, why not Darkseid?
He's a little pile of trash that the Justice League needs to step over to get to Darkseid.
But hey, like this, if he was the excuse to get the team together, which is the reason you're seeing the movie anyway. So, and they successfully did that in my opinion, and I can't wait to see what they do continuing forward. And I hope Ben Affleck sticks with it. And I hope everyone else does too. And that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Don't want it to go on for too long. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed this one. I don't think it deserves 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like
it deserves at least in the 50s.
I feel like
50, 60.
Yeah, I feel like this movie is on par with some Marvel movies. I'm not gonna say like which ones. I can't really exactly like think of which ones, but I feel like it's on par. You know,
some of them, yeah.
Yeah. So and it deserves a higher rating.
Some of the messier ones, but still, you know, they got fresh ratings.
Yeah, they got fresh ratings. So hey, maybe Rotten Tomatoes is, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get into that whole debate.
I think that just people in general advice, and I think that when I see all the negative people talking about how this movie, like, I mean, there aren't really a ton of negative people. It's pretty, it's leaning more towards positive, but like when I see people saying, "Oh, this is garbage and trash," like, it just kind of makes me feel like that. I'm like, you guys really, you know. You seriously went into this movie expecting a masterpiece after, you know, the prior track record besides Wonder Woman. Like, I think you had your expectations a little too high there.
But
Because I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie.
Alright, we're running it.
Okay, I'm gonna rate it. Again, as I always say, this is subject to change. I'm gonna go with a 7 right now. But yeah, that's still a positive review. So I did have fun with this movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it's probably my second favorite DCEU movie. I'll have to go rewatch Man of Steel to see if that's true. But I think it's going to be because this movie's more rewatchable in my opinion.
Yeah, it feels like a movie you can watch. It's a movie you can watch over and over, I feel like. And I definitely do want to see it again. I don't know if I will be able to in theaters, but yeah, I do want to.
I just can't get it to a super high. I guess there's another one that I made in my messy. It's got a lot of like little plot holes and stuff, but it's all sort of stuff that you can kind of. I forgave because, like I said, I was rooting for this movie, and I did have a good time with it. Also, 2 after credit scenes. Both of them. One of them was a pretty cool fan service one. And
which I loved, by the way. I was like, yes, and because they did that in an episode of like Justice League, and I just was like so excited when I saw that. But anyway,
thank God it wasn't. Yeah. All right, but yeah, and then there's the second one that's more sort of set up for kind of a sequel. I thought that it was a certain thing was definitely going to be the end credits, but it was not. It was something else, and I was actually pleasantly surprised because it had one of my favorite people in the DC Comics universe in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys. There's our review. Go see Justice League if you haven't already. It's worth the price.
Yeah, I think if you're on the fence about it, you're kind of 50-50. I would give it a chance.
Definitely go out to the theater.
Yeah. Just don't go in with like huge expectations. Not like you really probably are anyway. But I went in with pretty low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised.
All right. Yeah.
Fun movie. Check it out. Hopefully, support the DCEU so it can continue to move in the right direction and have a brighter future with Superman and everyone else. Yeah!